Hello everyone and welcome back to Heroes Lounge. I am Bahamut, your caster this evening. Forgot my little icon over there. Also, I have my little, hold on. Oop. All right, there we go. I forgot to turn a couple things back on after the little holiday event we did. Welcome to the stream. This is the Heroes Lounge Division 2 premier matchup of the evening. On the left-hand side, we're going to be having the Chentlemen, and on the right, we're going to be having Thrice. I'm trying not to look over, but it's once bitten, thrice pie, so we might just do once bitten throughout this. Really quickly, while we have just these standard map bans going on, let's go ahead and swap it over to our map bans that did happen. I guess I should have said hero bans. Either way, the coin flip was won by the Chentlemen. They went ahead and banned out Cursed Hollow. Sky Temple was banned out by the members of Once Bitten, Thrice Pie. And our first map is going to be chosen by the members of the Chentlemen, and that is going to be Tomb of the Spider Queen. Let's go ahead and back it up over to this draft, as we are going to be having Maev and Genji banned out. Two high mobility heroes that nobody really wants to deal with at this time. And that makes sense. I mean, the rotational factor that they can bring and also the gank factor is a huge benefit to both teams. We will have the Mal'Ganis taken away. And I think it's things that are really, really strong in the rotations, and Mal'Ganis is very strong in those rotations. Being able to have the kind of stun for a second on the third swipe of your Q, which I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. Something Claws. Barrel Claws? No, that's not right. Either way, Diablo's going to be banned out as well. So pretty even across the board for bans and how both teams are approaching this now. The one thing when we talk about approach on this map is how you're going to be banning, or how you're going to be clearing these waves. So sometimes we see a high priority onto the mage, but it's going to be that Hanzo. Okay. We are going to be having vision provided from that, which is a big benefit from teams, being able to rotate between those lanes and pick up just any sort of aggressive rotation, or maybe someone who's lagging behind that they can get in that pick. And so the one thing I was going to hit on is this is exactly it. They're going to be picking up the Gul'dan to start here, and they could pick up like... Ooh, that's a very early Stukov. Okay. I like it. I mean, being able to spread the Pustule between the lanes is really good. The Lurking Arm, just to have that silence. We're going to have to see what they go into later in the draft to kind of complement the Lurking Arm, as we also want to figure out how they're going to utilize the Gul'dan's Horrify. But the big thing that I was going to note is Gul'dan has great wave clear. And we have a Stitches and Malfurion. Ooh, that's a strong combo. Now, they do need wave clear on the side of Once Bitten, Thrice Pie, and I personally would actually say ban out the Kael'thas here. Kael'thas is notoriously strong with Stitches, does have really good wave clear, and on Tomb of Spider Queen I think is a great map for him. Also the Phoenix, or even Pyrobomb, are beneficial. But they go ahead and they take out the Yrel for that solo lane. It's not what they really want to deal with. And I mean, weakening up that solo lane isn't a bad idea, but I definitely think that on the side of at least Once Bitten, Thrice Pie, they would be going into that Kael'thas just because they do need the wave clear. And the solo lane, maybe they just believe that solo lane on the side of Chentlemen is way too strong. But a Varian will be picked up here. They're going to need a Bruiser as well as a little bit more damage. They could go into that Chen. I mean, they are the Chentlemen. Is that an option that they can go? I like the idea of the Chen, but I think that's just more because I want to see a Chen in this game. It's going to be Leoric. And that's actually typically what we get with the Stukov. You have the Entomb, you've got the Lurking Arm underneath it, you've also got the setup with Varian to have the Taunt on top of that. There's a lot of really good setup here on the side of the Chentlemen. But now, Once Bitten, Thrice Pie, they're going to need wave clear, and they're going to need a solo lane to go into that Leoric. They could go into Malthael, which is strong percentage base against Leoric, can win out a little bit, and then they can still go into that Kael'thas, in my opinion, for the wave clear. But they go for a different Kael, and it's going to be Kael through Zod, looking to get those stacks in between these lane rotations, and a hyper quick pickup onto a Chromie. Okay. All right. I mean, I'm not opposed to this, but that's double mage. It's double mage. They're saying which double mage wins. I guess you can consider Thrall a mage, unless are they going like spell build Hanzo? I don't know. We'll go ahead and we'll bring it over here. Looking at the two teams, without kind of actually assigning players to them or anything like that, just purely based on draft. I kind of give this over to Once Bitten Thrice Pie. If that Kel'Thuzad pops off, that could be the big factor for them. And at the same time, it could just be the lockdown that they get from Varian. I just don't know. I'm looking at the two drafts, and it's like if they get that Entomb setup off, that'll be huge for them, and then they can body. But if the hooks come in and they absolutely get every hook that they could want, that could win it out for them. But let's go ahead and we're gonna bring it over to our game here. On the left-hand side, we're gonna be having the Chentlemen with C-Dub going to be on the Leoric. We're gonna have Falendrith going to be on the Stukov. We're gonna have Dogbolt going to be on the Chromie. Blinky will be on the Varian, and Iki. Oh my god, Iki. We're just gonna go EK. Is gonna be on the Gul'dan. You casting more after this series? I do not think so, Ryokai. But thank you for coming by. On the right-hand side, we're going to be having Once Bitten Thrice Pie, with Professor Bobo going to be on Stitches. Crow will be on the Kel'Thuzad. Snag is going to be on the Hanzo. Bumblebee is going to be on the Malfurion, and Linehouse will round it out on the Thrall. Unfortunately, Rio, it is an early night for me. I have to travel for like 12 hours tomorrow, so I'm just doing one cast, and I'm going to go spend some time with my dog and just kind of relax before I have the chaos of my Christmas travels. But when I come back from Detroit, I will be picking up a lot more casting, since I don't have to, worry about end of the year work and stuff like that. So let's get back into this. Crib, what's up? Thanks for coming by, bud. All right, let's go ahead and get into this. Let's skim through some bot level 1s here. We are going to be having, and I don't know off the top of my head, Patchwork Creation from the Stitches. And that's what I've been seeing from a lot of people, but I don't know how I'm feeling about that. I feel like those regen globe are so impactful, because the fact that you can really stack up quickly on a rotational base map like this. We'll see, though. We'll definitely see how that works out. What's up, Tater Snail? Thank you for coming by. Do have a combo going to be going out to Blinky. That is going to be a root following it up as well. Snag is going to get some decent damage here, and we also have that Kel'Thuzad sitting at 5 stacks already. We're just going to peek down at this bottom lane Thrall that has to still win. Did go into that Crash Lightning, as we typically do see, because of the fact that, well, they're only going to be banking off of those minions. They're not going to be really winning out on that Crash Lightning. Excuse me, I think I said that twice, but either way, Echo the Elements is at level 1, but Dogbolt, the first one to go down here. That hook from Stitch is setting them up for that initial pick. Gonna go ahead and continue to try and stack up Crow here, but nothing just yet, and the rotations break back out into the top lane. Yo, what's up, Stixay? Thanks for coming by. Friends on both teams have to cheer for one random team. Well, thanks for coming by. You can just yell whenever good things happen. That's the way that I do it when I like both teams. But we are just going to be having no turn-in available yet, but there is a gem lead in the economy in favor for the members. Oh my god, the hook at the last second, and EK goes down so quickly. Oh, that hook that hook connected on just the toe of Gul'dan. We have full Sandblast build coming out from Chromie as well. And we'll have to see if she's able to continually get those stacks, because that's the big thing, is making sure that you're getting those Dogbolt going to get hooked in here. They have the slow that is going to be a lot of damage coming down. They do have the damage going out right behind them with that Dragon's Eye. Professor Bobo has no mana to use, and that might have been the reason why they couldn't have got that. But we do have Snag rotating down here, helping out Linehouse. Linehouse themselves, though, doesn't have any mana, so I don't think they're going to go for this engage. I'm wondering if this just might be a rotation so that Thrall can back out, go ahead and get some mana, and that's exactly it. Snag will take over for this lane, because they also do have that level 4 with the scatter arrows going to be doing increased damage to serrated arrows. So you're gonna be able to wave clear semi-efficiently here, as Professor Bo is gonna get caught out for a second, but nothing major just yet. The other big factor to consider here in this matchup is the corruption stacks that are coming out from EK. Once those corruption stacks are full, that's you have the double damage from it coming back. We have Blinky gonna be diving in here. No taunt. No taunt was used, I don't think. Oh, no, actually, maybe I heard it. It was just so quick, and looking at the mini-map way too much. Hanzo also really quickly is going to be going ahead and just stealing with his camp. Leoric won't be scouting that out. That's a really big factor, too, is if they can get this, and they also do have the turn available, they can stack those, and bottom lane can push out fairly hard. And since we have had the changes come into the game where you are going to be having catapults every third wave after taking out forts, that's a big experience advantage. And speaking of an experience, we can just throw it over so we can at least show the, oh my god, the passive experience is dead even, and it should be, because no one has been really grab. The taunt goes out to save Dogbolt, but that's going to be Keel'Thuzad getting a lot of combos here and a lot of connections. Dogbolt will be the first one to go down. Valandrith a little bit low, trying to help the team stay alive. Blinky getting body blocked by Professor Bobo, and they might be losing 16 gems. They do step out for the majority of them, and they get all of them. So they don't lose anything, but at the same time, they lose their opportunity to stop them from this turn-in. The other thing, too, is there is a nice experience gap starting to form here in favor for Once Bitten, Thrice Pie. And if they can continue this, oh, Professor Bobo going to be stopped, and I like the use of the Wraith Walk just to deny that. So it buys them a little bit more time, forces some rotations out, gives time for like Gul'dan in this top lane to push this out so the Web Weavers aren't encroaching right onto the front gate of the fort. But mid lane seems to be the goal. They're getting some vision for a hook, and it gets onto a minion. The Glacial Spike was there. They had the combo and everything, but unfortunately, no pick is going to be happening. And while we have this really quickly, we can just show at least some of the healing talents, because Sevens have been out for a little bit here, and we'll go back to that in just a second. But you can at least see where a lot of these healing numbers are. Stukov doing some work as well as Malfurion, but Stukov 14,600 healing. Quite the chunk. His mid lane is going to be the apple of their eye for just a second. Thrall is going to be in that bottom to make sure they're soaking all lanes, but they have caught a Gul'dan, and that is going to be another pick in favor. But Once Bitten, Thrice Pie, these gems will be falling away too. They do take away some of that economy. It's a big benefit on the side of Once Bitten, Thrice Pie, being able to deny its consistent economy and making sure that they don't have that gem turn-in available. That it puts your team in a very much more relaxed position. They're not seemingly getting a ton from this push, but they are going to be pushing in the lanes. They will take out some wells, which is just lane sustain. We can bring this back as Leorc is actually going to be falling in bottom lane, I think, to the Web Weavers and such. But I apologize. Hans is going to be going down to a Chromie combo here. I did hear the ticking of that, and I was like, oh no, there's someone going to be dying. But of course, I had to go check on bottom lane as well. So 1-for-1 trade. We do have Varian going to be having the taunt back up and available. Leorc is going to spawn right back into lane on top of that, and we just probably see the rotations coming right back out. The big thing on the side of the Chentlemen that I personally would like to see is they've got to play a little aggressive right now. There's a decent gap formed between the two teams, and if Tens are achieved first, then the members of Once Bitten, Thrice Pie can play a little bit aggressive on them, and you can already see that they're trying to chase Linehouse here. C-Dub is going to be having the slow. Blinky's going to be around in the corner. The taunt will be there, and that will be the blow up onto that Thrall. Going to lose a few gems, and that does allow them to get this Bruiser camp, so I do say, you know, it does kind of buy a little bit of time, but at the same time, they will be giving their Thrall over. You can now see that that experience gap is pretty much closed off completely. And we can actually see that one kill. Oh no, it was probably around like 900 experience for them. It was quite a bit. Professor Bobo seems to be the target next. Tens for both teams. Nothing too out of the ordinary. Thrall is holding, but I'm just going to be expecting a Sunder here for some sort of interrupt. No, it's actually going to be the Earthquake. Okay, they're going for more setup here with the Future Bile as well as the Earthquake. No turn-in for the teams. They are slowly encroaching on that on the side of the Chentlemen. In the top lane, rotations break right back out, and it's the waiting game. This is Tomb of the Spider Queen. Now it says, all right, well, both these teams have 10s. Now we're a little bit afraid to engage because, well, both have a lot of really good tools. Like, for example, the Flailing Swipe coming out from the Stukov is a great disengage tool for any of these slowing effects and just kind of set up here. That is a big old combo going to be coming out. That will be Chromie going down first. They also find their way into the Varian. Earthquake came out from the Thrall. C-Dub is in a bad spot on the top side. Meanwhile, Valandrith is going to be zoned away and chased here, and they should be able to pick that up, and that is another member down. All that is left is a Gul'dan who tried to get a small turn-in. That's a lot from a team. That is the majority of what they had in gems. I think the Gul'dan just got a few more in there, and they'll just continue to push these lanes out. But now they can prep these lanes up a little bit, get this turned in here, and you can see that between Professor Bobo and Crow. They should be able to finish that out between the two of them. One gem left on Stitches, and now if they can get a pick here, that'll be big for them. Everyone just came back up. There is a hook available. EK gets right out of there, seeing the lineup for it. Not happening. We do have the Bumblebee in top lane, making sure that it's going to be pushed up as well, so the Web Weaver descends a little bit further down the lane. And that's the big, that's part of the game here, is making sure that you can get the Web Weaver to descend as far up the lane as possible. It will usually stop with your minion wave as far up as it is. Snag though, old Temporal Loop. Unfortunately, it's not enough. So that's a nice pickoff. It does allow them to have pressure in bottom lane. Mid lane, that they're just going to be kind of playing this a little bit safer because now they don't have their Hanzo. There is, though, it's about a level gap here. We have the Glacial Spike. There's going to be... They're looking for it, but then we have a flank coming out from the Very, and they're going to be looking at this, and Blinky is getting right on to Professor Bobo, and they've separated them from the team, and that's a nice chunk of gems that they're going to be taking away from them. That was a really, really good flank to dive onto Stitches right there and get that damage out. And the other thing, too, is Peach Ball wasn't used. They didn't utilize that boost out of that fight, potentially. But... the Web Weavers are still active here. We are going to be having top lane getting pushed in. We also do have the passive experience gain, so we can at least show how that is going to start to show a little bit of a gap here, as they are going to be soaking up a little bit more as they have that, I believe it's 20% at this point. It's 20% for each fort. And then you also have the catapult pressure. But either way, we have turn-in available for the members of Chentlemen. And this is later game Web Weavers. I mean, you don't technically need first Web Weavers. They're not that important now. We do have a little bit of a fight breaking out. That is going to be a nice route going out of Professor Bobo. They have stalled this out for the time being. Varian going to be diving in, and that's a lot of damage going out onto Professor Bobo. The scatter arrow is going to be going out. They actually end up getting the counter kill onto the Chromie here. What a turnaround for a fight, and that goes over in favor for the members of Once Bitten Thrice Pie. The engagement was there, and Bobo got out with just about 50 health. It was such a close call between those teams. Now we go right back into the game of who can turn in. The Entomb does go out onto Linehouse. They are caught a position. That is going to be the Earthquake as well. They're trying to get those procs. The Horrify comes out on top of it and walks right into it. Meanwhile, Varian is completely fighting the entire enemy team. Blinky gets silenced. Flailing Swipe coming out from Falendrith here, and the protection status on to Blinky. And C-Dub is the only one really left, and that's alright because, well, they should be able to have the Wraith walk out just fine. They've also got a little bit of self-healing themselves with that Spectral Leech, and it's just a game of playing around these points at this time, making sure that no one can get the turn in. And they're doing a really good job of denying this, but at the same time, they're having to deny themselves a lot of soak and a lot of gems too. What's up, Serby? Thanks for coming by. How you doing today? Whew. All right, they're going to be able to get this turn in though. All right, 14 to 14. It's pretty close in levels here. We have the Temporal Loop coming out. That's going to be Hanzo with the arrow that will stall it out, but the taunt is there, and they get onto Kel'Thuzad. They are absolutely bodied there. Bumblebee very low here as well, going to tap well, but it's not enough, and that is going to be Leoric going down. Blinky could be the next one to go, but they do have the protection status. Meanwhile, Chromie is dumping sand, and so many of the members are grouping up here. And I lost my game there for a second. There was a little hero share pocket that, Heroes Lounge announcement. No, the Heroes Lounge announcement's awesome. Hook going to be going on to EK, and that's going to be Horrified to disengage from it as well. Dogbull were there with the combo in case they got cleansed or they weren't pushed away. I actually didn't look at how much that prize pool is, but like I looked at it when I initially saw that it was posted or something, and it was like 300ish, and then like an hour later, not even, it was like near 500. So that is an awesome prize pool that I'm excited to see grow and hopefully can take part of. On the casting side or production side, but we do have a decent push going out. That is going to be the taunt going out onto Hanzo. There's a huge blow up, and Stukov's the first one to go. Blinky could be the next, but protection once again. Meanwhile, Dogbull is going to be pushing out that damage, but it just kind of zones a few members away. Both teams are pick comps. Very interesting. Absolutely. It's at 4,200 right now? Shut up. Sorry. That's absolutely ridiculous. No way! It's almost halfway? Holy crap! Sorry, I'm blown away by that stream. Oh my god, the hook though is going to be connecting on a Dogbull. They do have the longest stasis in the game, but it's not going to buy them enough time. Chromie goes down, and that is a nice pickup. They don't have enough for turn in here, but they are on the precipice. We are looking at 54 out of the 60 necessary, and they're looking to do a boss with it. So yeah, they also have Hanzo here, who is full Hanzo build. Now that they don't have the cooldown reduction on the scatter arrow because you do need to hit enemy heroes with that, but still, you still at least get the shred with the serrated arrows. Also, the level 1 was completed. Meanwhile, they grabbed a mid lane camp on the side of the Chentlemen, and they also grabbed a siege camp in the bottom lane, which is going to push with Leoric here, and that does stall this out if they do try and go for the turn, in which they do now have available, but Leoric is quite the ways pushed up. They do have that Wraith Walk to try and get out of here, and I think once they see... Yeah, there it is. They could burn down this bottom, though. Oh my god, it's so close. Oh my god! The perfect chain off of the Glacial Spike. Oof. It was really, really good. Like, it just caught Leoric just enough. And it was just that weird spot where, you know, the actual body was super, super low, and you know, the Wraith Walk like duration and everything was, I think, was still going for them, because they did go into Royal Focus and Ominous Wrath, so they do have all of that cooldown reduction as well as the range on it. But this is definitely going to be the turn, and they've scouted this out, and Leoric is just going to be spawning right next to his tower to help at least alleviate some of this in the bottom lane. But mid lane, we have a fight already breaking out that is going to be the... Oh my god, so much is going to go out onto Falendrith, and the Chain Lightning is the thing that ends it. I was thinking that we would see the Stukov get out just fine with just a little bit of health, but no, that Chain Lightning poke from a distance is going to be the thing that ends him there. What a nice pick right before they go ahead and get a Webweaver phase that descends. Top lane pushed back into just about the middle of the lane. Mid lane, though, seems to be where they really want to get this pushed in. They want to go ahead and bring more passive experience gain to themselves, as well as have those third wave catapults, which they now have, and they can go ahead and take this hard rotation into bottom and maybe go into Leoric, which I don't know if they're going to be able to call this out or even see this. But there is an escape route. And they do get scouted out by the tower, and so they say, you know what, let's just turn on the fort. There's no point in chasing this Leoric. We're not going to get as much value as if we were to go ahead and take out this fort. And we can see already at this point that the passive experience gain is about 2,000, near 2,000 in difference, and that could be as one of the major factors. The other thing, too, is we have about a 5,000 difference in the experience gain, but C-Dub is going to get slowed here. They do have a lot going out, and Dogbull is trying to just get the combo just to work on some of that more of that level 1 questing talent, or excuse me, that baseline questing talent, needing those 60 stacks. Otherwise, we're looking pretty much confirmed on the majority of the stacking quests. We do have that Fetid Touch at level 1 on Falendrith, which is slowly being finished out. I think they only need 7 more, but ooh, they're working their way onto this. The Horrify does come out. It starts to push people in the wrong direction. That is going to be Crow getting pulled back in, and that is going to be Malfearin going down, but they also get the Ghoul down, so it's a 1-for-1 trade so far. Flailing Stripe going to be pushing some of them away. The Hook going out with, oh my god, the extra range, and that is going to be the sand dumped on Lionhouse, but they end up getting the Chromie pick off here. Blinky's the next one to go. This is an absolute bloodbath. The Entomb just to slow them from chasing anymore, and we are looking at a Leoric with literally every gem except for one. Falendrith has the only other gem. But now that they have the 20 talent tier advantage, the Hook goes out once again. Falendrith should be caught out by this. Leoric is going to be, I think, just trying to get the turn in, which will at least buy a little bit of time and help defend the core, as they have about 30 seconds in the majority of their players. Stukov with the longest with 45 seconds. And C-Dub has to go. I mean, they can definitely see that they're up there, and they got the keep, and now they can get this turn in. And I don't think they can scout this out quick enough, and I don't think there's really much they can do. This will take the camps off the map. And so top lane is literally already at core, mid lane is pushed out a little bit, and bottom lane is their best bet because it is quite stacked up. But this Leoric? I mean, he's trying to get the damage reduction. The Glacial Spike actually blocking their own teammate. They need to find a level here, and I think that at least slowed them down from pushing up into these lanes to get the clear onto this. Definitely allows them to have a little bit more time to pressure the top lane and pressure the mid lane, which were a little bit closer to them. And also they weren't allowed to push too hard with that level 20 advantage. Just looking through some of these and just trying to see. We do have that upgrade for the Thrall, so that will be giving some friendly shielding to the team. Mid lane, we do have the Webweaver now entering and pushing in, but it gets cleared out, as I said, super quick. They want to try and even out top lane a little bit with periodic catapults, and so they do get the clear onto this before the Webweaver is even there, which will be a nice pickup for them. And as you can see, there's not the biggest experience gain from the structures, but at least now they have that little extra passive experience gain, as well as the catapult pressure to kind of even out that top lane. They want to move their way into mid, but it's a little bit risky here, so they're just gonna have to go ahead and bank on soaking through these lanes. Ember, what is up? Excuse me, Embers, what is up? That Ice Shard. The Glacial Spike blocking the friendly team. So good. And I, honest to God, just thought that, like, oh, the hook goes out on the Blinky. That's a lot of damage. Are they able to press the protection button? It is going to be there, but they're rooted and slowed, and that is going to be a dead variant in the body. Just goes flying over there. But we do have that Earthquake out as well. Nice 2-member stun. That is going to be the future battle coming out from Professor Bubble, going behind Falendrith here. Chain not going to be connecting. There's going to be one flailing swipe. Hook goes out. It doesn't connect. There's also going to be C-Dub taking the brunt force of the... Oh my god, the Entomb comes out, and it's going to be the Buried Alive, so they do have that 20 talent here, and the Horrify comes out as well, splitting Thrall away from the team. This fight just turns so south. Oh my god, they end up picking up the Stukov here in the back line. 2 for 2 trade. Temporal Loop goes out, and they end up getting the Chromie here, 3 for 2. In favor for the members of Once Bitten Thrice Pie. Easiest clip of my life. Ooh, that hook though. For real, Cluster. Feel free to post that, Embers, feel free to post that in Twitch chat. I do believe you should be able to post that link. Nice also arrow going to be going out and almost going to be connecting onto the Gul'dan there. I'm just looking around the minimap now and just trying to see what our setups are. So it looks like top lane is going to be just pushing in. They don't have enough for a turn in. Their math is hard. They're about 18 away or so, I think. But this is going to be consistent pressure throughout these lanes, and it's going to be very, very hard. Oof, that hook though. I just like looking at that. Thank you so much, Ember. I'm so glad. We'll watch that. We'll watch that all together after this matchup here. Okay. No turn available for either team. They're working their way up on the side of Once Bitten Thrice Pie. And they're playing this super safe. It's 20-20. Majority of the heroics are up. Chromie is up now. We did just have Stukov get back up as well. Are they going to be able to catch Seed up here? No. Okay. Mid lane is going to be pressured up. They need to find a couple more waves worth of experience as well as gems. They're close though. Top lane though naturally is going to be winning out and pushing in quite a bit. Let's see. And now they're just going to boss. Okay. I mean, makes sense to me, honestly. With the pressure that they have available, why not? Okay. I want to make sure that it wasn't something important that I got pinged for. They zone out with the Glacial Spike, which is nice. That is also going to be the Earthquake coming out. That is going to be a lot of damage, and 2 members are going to be stacked up. They get no one just yet. That is going to be Leoric going down. Okay. So there was one. Blinky is in a little bit of a bad spot. Protection status. That is going to be the taunt going out into 1. Falendrith will be the next one to go. Blinky on top of it. And with this Varian and the Stukov and... Oh, nice turnaround. They end up getting the... Oh my god. The poison damage that just came out. Hook onto Chromie. Gul'dan doing work. But, that was... Linehouse actually potentially getting caught out here. There's no support that they have. They could get the self-heal, but I don't think it's going to be it. And Linehouse goes down. But we do have the majority of the... We have the entire team down on the left-hand side. This boss is sitting on the core, and it's 22 minutes in. We have Catapult stacking up as well. And seems like this team wants to end it. And I would take a guess that we are going to be seeing Once Bitten Thrice Pie taking game number 1 here. Leoric is going to be spawning right behind them. That is going to be the Buried Alive. Snag is in a bit of a bad spot, but the boss is still way too strong. And that should be boss finishing this out. He's just chasing this Leoric. That's going to be game number 1 going over to Once Bitten Thrice Pie. GG, well played. I'm just going to ping them really, really quickly in Discord so they do know that I do not have ref at dog. Cool. That's it. Okay, cool. I just wanted to let them know that I don't have referee, so I can't do any referee stuff for them, and I can't see chats, and that's important. Roll up the sleeves. That's how you do less shirt. Teach these kids how to troll back. Trolls are bad. This is a no troll chat. This is a no troll chat. But I mean, I think, but at the same time, I think Siri is actually just trying to get me like to show off my muscles. I think that's it. Like, you know, I don't have any. I was gonna make some joke that I was like, oh yeah, you don't want to show these things off, but no. You just don't want to see them. Let's go ahead and look at the maps, though. We do have, if you missed it from the first game, the coin flip was won by the Chentlemen. They went ahead and banned out Curse Hollow. Sky Temple was banned out by the members of Once Bitten Thrice Pie. Tomb of Spider Queen was the first map chosen by the Chentlemen and won by Once Bitten Thrice Pie. The Chentlemen wanted first pick, so naturally Once Bitten, Thrice Pie went ahead and picked up Infernal Shrines. So we go ahead and bring it back over to our draft. We have seen a Diablo and a Stitches band coming out from the Chentlemen. And we do have the Maievan. Do they take out the Genji? Or do they just take out... I actually say maybe they take out that Gul'dan, because Gul'dan can be picked up here as well. And I think... I gotta say, like... EK's Gul'dan was scary. But Mal'Ganis is the option. And once again... This is another rotational heavy map. It's going to be, instead of from being top to mid, we're going to be having mid to bottom. Sorry, Bandit was coughing there for a second. I was like, you alright, bud? You all good? You good? Okay. In all honesty, I appreciate the beard. His is much more glorious than mine. I'm jealous. Don't be jealous. I haven't shaved or anything like in like a decade. Near decade. Like, it's all like bundled up right in here. That's all beard. We're not talking about draft at all. We should be focusing on this. We do have the Joanna, which is going to be picked up by the Chentlemen. We have a Garrosh Alexstrasza taken by Once Bitten Thrice Pie. Alexstrasza is strong in this map, but I do know that it is one of the players in the Chentlemen who I think is subbing in has a Alexstrasza mainness. Like they absolutely, like, that's their jam, and so taking it away early right here I think is just kind of like them stepping up. But we do have an Ana and a Kael'thas, so we're gonna be seeing nano boosted Kael'thas. Ooh, you gotta see it. I'm only interested in this lovely gentleman's stream and the grand illustration. I read, like, initially when I read that, I read illusion of this fierce battle between these two worthy skilled teams, and I thought it was just all like a big just kind of like poke at them, because maybe you're like Div 1 and you're just like Div 2 is just like, pff, that's like gold. Even if I grew out my beard my entire life, I would never get into... Oh, thank you. It is I mean, as like I say to everyone, like, I have no, like, head hair, so it all migrated just into my face, and that's really about it. Okay, let's actually get back into this draft, though. So we do have the Jaina going to be banned out on the side of the Chentlemen. They did need a mage. They did need also some sort of shrine clear, and she's just a really strong. She also pairs well with Garrosh because of the fact of her having the Ring of Frost underneath the AoE taunt that he can provide. That will be a Zeratul, though, trying to find its way into that backline, and a Gul'dan grabbed on the side of Once Bitten Thrice Pie. A lot of good burst damage coming out from them. Really good shrine control. What can they round this out with? Zeratul, so they haven't shown their solo lane. And I like this. I really like this play from Once Bitten Thrice Pie. They've left their solo lane for last. And so now we have these last two picks, and they kind of have to decide how they want to play that solo lane. Do they want to play it beefy? Do they want to play it more damagey? But that is going to be a Genji picked up this late into the game. And an Illidan. Call your mom, call your dad, call your grandma, tell your dog, tell your goldfish. I haven't seen an Illidan game in so long, and I'm so ready for this. I love this. Oh, we could get a Zagara. Alright, so solo lane is currently Illidan. What do they go into in that solo lane situation? I kind of like the Zagara. She did have changes come through, though, today. And so did D.Va. I love these drafts so much. Yes. Everything. I'm so happy about this. Oh my god. So if you time out Void Prison with oh my god, with D.Va Bomb, think about it. If VP times out with a bomb, everybody dies. Like, are you all as excited as I am? I don't think it's possible. I just saw myself on stream make the realization, and I'm very happy to have witnessed that. Who wants to pick up art this year? But like Syndragosa, Professor Bobo. Syndragosa. Cindy needs to come say hi. Not I. Well, the load times were beyond, we're just blazing here, so we're just gonna go ahead and jump right into this. We have our game number 2. On the left-hand side, we're going to be having the Chentlemen, with EK going to be on the Kael'thas. We're going to be having Dogbull going to be on the Genji. Blinky is going to be playing the Joanna. We'll have Falendrith going to be on the Ana. And in top lane, solo lane, C-Dub will be on the Illidan. I predict 0 damage from the D.Va bomb this game. Just let me have this, okay? Also, how you doing? On the right-hand side, up one game, trying to close out this best-of-3 series. We're going to be having Once Bitten, Thrice Pie, with Crow going to be on the Gul'dan, Snag will be on the Zeratul, Professor Bobo on the Garrosh, Bumblebee going to be on the Alexstrasza, and Linehouse, is going to be on the D.Va. Let's go ahead and get into mid lane here. I was, like, the first thing I do, I know it's not, like, what you often see, but I sometimes hope for a convection just to see if people absolutely just body that Kael'thas. But we're not going to be seeing that. We're going to be seeing the Mana Addict, which is probably what you consider correct talent at level 1. We do have that Illidan sitting in top lane. We do have D.Va going up for that matchup, and now the member rotations begin between these two lanes. I'm curious to see how Snag is going to be playing the Zeratul, if they're going to be trying to harass during the lane rotations, or if they're going to be just trying to get the cleave, because they did go into the greater cleave area, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, greater cleave at level 1. So they just have the increased AoE on that, and that will help them clear in between these waves a little bit faster. No, Convection bad. Convection is bad, but I like to see people pick it up because I like to see, like, can they do it? Can they actually do it? Mana Addict is for the win. Absolutely. Absolutely. I have seen so many Kael'thas's live in so many situations where they shouldn't have, where it's just like, well, how did they get that giant? Oh, they have 43 regen globes from their level 1 talent in a rotation heavy map. So absolutely, like here, this is where you want it. Professor Bobo finding his way around here, taking a lot of damage. Sleep Dart does come out as well. That is going to be condemn pulling them in. Crow is in a bit of a bad spot, but Dogbull is as well. Zeratul hopping around and trying to get a kill. No one going down. The camp going to be going over in favor for the members of Once Bitten, Thrice Pie. And now we have the Chentlemen going back into those rotations, and realistically, no big experience gap between the two teams. It's pretty neck and neck this early into the game. If we saw a kill, maybe that might be the option, but the rotations are pretty strong between the two teams. Linehouse and C-Dub are just going to be having this eternal battle between the, like, just this. I couldn't imagine what it's like to be in this lane. Like, I bet Linehouse and C-Dub are both watching a movie, but Professor Bobo is not, as they are taking a lot of damage here. Gonna need to maybe tap that well even Hearth, as Zeratul is just gonna be scouting in these rotations. Blinky does have the shield glare for the interrupt, but there's really no point if Zeratul is not gonna be going out for any sort of damage. They're just gonna be rotating. Also, you don't want to burn that cooldown, burn that mana. It's like little things that these teams do that are really, really smart moves that I'm noticing. And I apologize that I'm not like reading Twitch chat at all. This game is just extremely good already. The rotations coming out from the two teams are really, really strong, and I'm waiting to see who steps out of position, because this seems fairly practiced for both teams. If I do say so myself, it honestly seems like they kind of know their place, what they need to do. Like this Illidan pick, I don't think is something that's too out of the ordinary. I feel like this is something they've definitely tried and maybe succeeded with. I mean, I definitely would think that you'd succeed with it if you're just like, all right, yeah, let's definitely take it when we're down a game. But we have First Shrine popping up here. No camp on either side picked up just yet. A lot of nice damage coming out onto Snag here. That is going to be the chain bomb onto a couple. Professor Bobo taking a lot. The shield glare is going to be doing a lot. Dogbull going to be stepping out, and that will be first kill of the game, going over in favor for the members of the Chentlemen. Bumblebee going to have that healing circle out, and this seems to be held over in favor so far by the members of the Chentlemen. Now, we do have to note that the death timers are extremely low. This isn't the quickest. Well, they're about halfway through this. I don't actually think Garrosh can re-engage in time. Meanwhile, also, Linehouse is in that top lane, still working their way through that. Well, we have this first objective. I can just show you at least some of the healing numbers, some of the other stats, as we do prep for this first Punisher, which will be a Mortar Punisher in bottom. I don't know why Ember said stop, but I hope it's not towards my not towards one of my talent loves or desires. Indomitable going to be used by Professor Bobo, going to be taking a little bit of damage, but they do pull this over. They do take out the sidewall on the side of the Chentlemen, and now they can just push this up. They're not going to go for the fort. 7 is in favor for them. The Punisher goes down. And we just see the disengage. They take out the front gate, they open up the lane, and that's just going to be the disengage from that. I would expect them to maybe go for this camp over here just to have some added pressure in the lane. I don't think they're going to be able to do any sort of gank onto D.Va. She's also got quite a bit of prep onto her blast, and Okay, I was waiting there for a second. Nothing yet. I'm also just kind of skimming talents at the same time while we're going to be having this. I don't know Illidan talents off the top of my head, so I'm just going to kind of skim. Oh, friend or foe? Really? Okay. Okay. That is going to be having them... They're going to be a lot more able to kind of dive and dip and crow in it a little bit. Oh my god, they tossed them over the wall, but it's not enough. C-Dub is going to be getting onto them. They do have the throw onto that Illidan, but as it's Illidan, so they just get the dash right through. They steal this away. A nice camp pickup for the members of the Chentlemen. And we just see rotations break right back out, and this is a completely different game than we saw from the members of the Chentlemen. Like, the rotation and their... I guess their grouping is working out really, really good, and also Falendrith is getting a lot of good healing and clutch healing into a lot of these team members. There's going to be a flank coming out from Professor Bobo. This is 9-8. This is really a good time to take this fight. The Condemn is going to come out. The Sleep is going to be onto Zeratul. They're trying to get onto this. They also have the damage reduction coming out from Linehouse. They do have that Diva Bomb available. EK is in a bit of a bad spot. Falendrith is trying to heal up as best as they can, and it doesn't look like they're going to be losing this just yet. That is going to be Linehouse taking all the damage. The Sleep Dart's going to be there as well. Linehouse goes down. And Diva trying to set up doesn't get it, and so far someone in Twitch chat predicted there being 0 damage from the Diva Bomb, and I think we can safely say that that is so far very true. Alright. Rotation then into the top lane. Gonna have this experience soak, and we also have tents coming out, so that will be the nano boost. That is going to be the hunt from the Illidan, so not going to be going into the metamorphosis. We also do have Kael'thas with the Phoenix, is going to be allowing them to have some good zoning during these next few Wordle phases. Sorry, I'm skimming around map and looking to see what the setups are here. Are they going to be going for a fight? Are they going to try and gank someone here? The Blessed Shield comes out. That is also going to be the hunt from Illidan. Oh my, I think that there was a little bit of a miscommunication between the engagement on that one. A lot of abilities used and really nothing to come from it. I mean, the Blessed Shield was a little too early, and then they had the follow-up from the hunt, and then you also had Genji with the Extract who's diving in. So some R buttons used a little early there, but the other thing to note too is that Kael'thas did finish that Mana Addict at level 1, so they are going to be having that shielding available for them. And I do believe there's also some improved damage that, or no, excuse me, extra mana as well. Sleep Dart does go on to Snag, so they are going to be scouted out here. Professor Bobo and crew are going to be looking for a flank. Snag dives in. That is going to be the Void Prison coming out. There isn't a Diva Bomb available. That is going to be Bunny Hop onto Falendrith. The taunt is going to be there onto the backline. That is going to be EK going to be getting the nano boost. Meanwhile, we have Zeratul getting onto some of these members, and that will be Genji and Illidan going down in the backline, and a nice trade in favor for the members of Once Bitten, Thrice Pie, but they do have some decent lane pressure that they need to clear out here before they can go on this shrine, and they'll put a few people on them. Linehouse is a good clear hero for this. Diva does have that consistent damage out, but Crow will be the one that really does it. Those Fell Flames are going to be a big factor, and you can see that is the level 1 that they went into. Already completed that as well, so that just extra damage, being able to dump out the damage will be huge. Meanwhile, in top lane, this will get a little bit of pressure. Snag is going to go ahead and just clear this out, and it already clears itself out. Meanwhile, they do grab the Bruiser camp on the left-hand side. We'll see Illidan grabbing, I would assume, the Siege camp over here, or they're just going to be going for the soak in the lane. They do need to make rotation into top. I'm looking at the Zeratul, who's sharking around. I don't see it here. They don't show. That'll be kind of big. Okay. This is. I know there's a Punisher right now, but I'm just like, are we gonna have it happen? No. They're gonna get this away, I think, just fine. Eva gonna be not even scouting it out. Okay. Well, they don't steal away the camp. Illidan gets that for free, and we now see this top lane fight. And Illidan basically has a global at this time in the game, so they can kind of charge in at any point. Snag is looking for some backline entrance onto EK or somebody, but not going to happen. And about the same amount of damage done onto this. Like, bottom lane got the same. Like, this fort was actually left about full, and this is pretty much the same thing they got. So both first Punishers for both teams not really getting the most siege for them. We'll have to see how they're able to do that. But once again, we go right back into our favorite time of the map rotations. Actually, we're going to have a fight break out, and Domino going to be used right away. That is a Blessed Shield on top of it. We do have Crow getting some nice corruption damage going out as well. Alex Straza will be finishing that level 1 Abundance talent, so that does allow her to have the regen globe that pops out in the middle. We see the fight over the camp. 12 to 12. 13's on the precipice, more so on the side of the Chentlemen. Blinds to check the bush, a smart move. Nag is looking for that backline VP, I think. Linehouse is really close to a bomb, and I think maybe they're looking to get that VP, but have that bomb in there as well. But no play for it just yet. I'm just gonna take C-Dub down to half health there. A little bit of a kind of nervous like gank for a second. It's just like, we about to be in a bad spot. Professor Bobo though will be. Sleep Dart does go out, a lot of damage on top of it. Dog is looking for the kill onto this. The taunt to slow it down for a second. Linehouse is going to be coming around the corner. That is also going to be Falendrith in, excuse me, not the Falendrith. There's going to be Bumblebee on the Alexstrasza into those, oh my god, my brain. I'm trying to remember it off the top of my head without looking at it. Cleansing Flame. There we go. We do once again, though, have Blinky caught out here. That's going to be the Iron Skin use. Snag is going to get turned on, and that is an Extract coming out. Snag is in a bit of a bad spot. Crow is as well. VP to come out, and the Diva has the bomb right there. The Bunny Hop was used on top of it. Question is, do they? Nope, they don't follow it up with that. We do have Professor Bobo getting chased by C-Dub, but they get turned on. And 13 to 13 in levels, and these two teams just kind of just pushing into each other, but neither one winning out overall in some of these fights. That is going to be a nice little combo coming out from Kael'thas, but it's Diva. Bumblebee is right next to them. They get healed right back up, and we now see move for this bottom lane camp, and they're maybe going for C-Dub here if they can get it, but it's not going to be happening. They're just going to go ahead and get the clear. Top lane, though, for the majority has been kind of I wouldn't say avoided, but really not pushed back or cleared out, and that really doesn't matter because, well, the majority of the experience will go over in favor for Once Bitten Thrice Pie since it was pushed up against their gate. Kael'thas trying to push this up. Team is there and available to help out if they do need to. Just trying to open up this bottom lane a little bit more in their favor so they can have some more room to chase and maybe even play for a fight on their side. Illidan's still soaking lane. We're going to be having the rest of the members, Once Bitten Thrice Pie, going to be taking this camp, so that will push into top lane. They will trade out a fort for it, so there's going to be periodic catapults and a little bit of an experience gain in favor for members of the Chentlemen. But an Arcane Punisher is currently available, and these teams are playing for it. We'll see who's able to come out on top. Meanwhile, Illidan will continue to soak the lane, so that way they can have a little bit of that experience advantage in their favor. The also things that passive experience gain will push them a little bit further faster here. We'll see once Joanna goes in with the Blessed Shield, we'll maybe see the hunt come out from the Illidan, so that's going to be the Blessed Shield coming out. That's going to be Snag is going to be the target. Horrify going to be coming out as well. That will be the hunt onto one of the backline members. Oops. And there we go. We have the Diva Bomb going off. Going to be knocking some little things away here, but the Bunny Hop to slow down C-Dub, and that is going to be the Mecha going down. We are going to be having the Cleansing Flame coming out from Bumblebee, and they're going to be keeping this Diva alive for a couple seconds. The Friendly into the fray to keep them alive, and we do have the Deflect coming out from Dogbull, and it looks like they'll be able to hold this over, and that's going to be another Punisher in their favor, as they aren't able to find their way in with this Diva composition and the Zeratul. It doesn't seem to be getting them the value that they're looking for yet. Maybe it's just ooh, it did damage. But that is going to be the top lane fort going down to this camp, and it's one of those big things. Like if you definitely do not watch this camp, it will get a lot of value for the enemy team. But that aside, we have this push into bottom lane. Okay. Jump going to be going over. The Indomitable used to make sure that it doesn't really get stunned out there. And they should be able to burn this down fairly quickly. I don't think that's going to be too much of a struggle for them. This gate's going to go down, and they won't have the Talented advantage. But this Punisher sitting at just about 40%. It's a little risky to dive in here. They are going to drop the Phoenix. They are going to be having Genji go in. I'm waiting for the Nano Boost if it's going to be happening or not. We are going to be having Diva take some damage here. Professor Bobo seems to be the next one. Extra going to be coming out as well. Blessed Shield, I think. And Horrify disengage for a second as Professor Bobo steps up, and that is going to be Garrosh going down. Genji getting the dash right out of there just fine. Sleep Dart to try and stall this out, and a nice pick onto the Garrosh. That is going to be the shield used onto EK, and they're working. It's working for now. Poison damage will follow it up a little bit. They make it. They end up getting the pick and everything, but they save the keep with just barely any health. This is a sliver at this point. Realistically, they could just have Genji dive in and potentially dive out. But Snag will make sure that that's not going to be the case, as they will be kind of floating around this bottom lane area, seeing if they can catch someone out of position. And once again, back into top lane, C-Dub will be kind of in that far lane position, since they do have that hunt available. Is going to be getting them some decent advantage for some of these engages across the map, and we might actually be having one break out. 16 has been picked up. It's even talent tiers for both teams. Hunt is down. Genji's going to be going in. They want to have that catapult pressure. Taunt does go out into Genji. They're not chasing it. They currently are working their way into the Zeratul. That's going to be the Diva Bomb coming up. VP to just pause it for a second. They have the toss going out, but that's going to be the hunt going in onto the Zeratul here. They chase them into the Diva Mech. That is going to be C-Dub taking some damage, but nobody dying yet. They're still chasing this. Diva will have the bunny hop to slow them for a couple seconds. Illidan does have the dash right out there, trying to stun them out, and everything is being used here in both sides to disengage and to re-engage onto the Zeratul with the blink board. That's going to be C-Dub getting just pushed, and now EKB is the next one. Foundrith is able to keep them alive, though. Ooh, that chase. That chase worked out for them very, very well. We'll have to see if Once Bitten, Thrice Pie are able to continue to hold this load. That is going to be Professor Boba stepping up quite far here. I think they're looking to maybe try and see if they can get a toss and a taunt onto one of the enemy members. Not happening. They played a little bit safer. They back out, and they now have a little bit of momentum in their favor, but they need to consistently worry about this bottom lane. Catapult pressure is going to be amounting quickly. It's every single wave at this point. It's not every third anymore. And with that, it's definitely something that they're going to need to consider and address very often, as Joanna will be the target in that toss combo, but not really going to be that big of a deal, as Falendrith will be having the heals to get them just fine. Siege camp picked up from mid that I think was just cleared out. They do have their own catapult pressure in top lane, which will help them out, and now mid lane, the most defended for both of these teams, a little bit more so in favor for the side of Chentlemen, but we will have Once Bitten, Thrice Pied grabbing this camp as the Chentlemen do the same, and we're in that late game. Death timers are really long. We're gonna have to see how this next fight's played out. Let's see, where's Diva on her bar? Doesn't really say in the top right, so I don't know. We'll have to see when she boosts her way back up here. Luscious Shield comes out though. A little bit of an early use there. That will be on cooldown for the next 60 seconds. Diva's really close to the bomb. They can try and use that Mecha Explosion. This is the third the third Punisher of the game. This one will be a Frozen Punisher. Professor Boba trying to find their way into C-Dub here, but the rest of the team is looking for some backline entry into this as well. Phoenix is out and kind of working its way around and zoning a little bit here, but it's not zoning out the best. Linehouse taking a lot of damage. Diva Mech going to be used. Bumblebee going to be jumping into that Cleansing Flame. They do have a little bit of damage that zones them away for a second. They need to worry about top lane soon, and bottom lane will amass quite a bit, but this is getting really close. Dragon Form is also going to be popped by Bumblebee. They're looking to find a way in on this. Blinky is a little bit low here. They do get the toss onto one. That is also going to be the Iron Skin used. That is going to be Garrosh going down. I do not know what ended up getting that big burst, and so many members are low, but they're not able to get it that final little bit of damage. VP goes out, and they're just trying to stall this out as they can try and finish this out. Snag is just under 100 health. Gonna get that healing, and this will be taken. Dogball looking to maybe try and get a pick here, and they do get the blink out. Crow in a bit of a bad spot. Reflection damage coming out, and they just try and drain hope just to at least get that health. The Kael'thas gonna be having a combo with that gravity lapse, and that should be Crow going down. Dogbull staying alive. They get the pick onto the Gul'dan as well as that Garrosh, and they're chasing this team, and they want to make this a game number 3, and with the current route that they have, this is very, very possible. Bumblebee is going to be the next one to go down. And now Punisher through mid, but catapults in bottom.
Red team's core is under
They're just going to go through top. Zeratul will have the clear into this easy with the Greater Cleave at level 1. That'll allow them to hit more of these members. They do take out the keep, but I think this gives them time to reset. I think they take the keep and they back out. No, they go for core now. Okay. 3 members are up. Punisher at 61 on the other side of the map. They're going to be trying to burn this down. This is Illidan on the core, but it's not Metamorphosis Illidan. Taunt does go out onto a couple members. They're starting to take splash damage as the camp is going to be going down. They do have some damage going on to this keep. On this core. So much is coming out. We do have Crow coming back as well, but I don't think this is going to be enough, and that is going to be the members of Chentlemen taking us to a game number 3. GG. Well played. We're going to Braxis for game number 3. And if you were wondering, like, oh man, how did we end up at Brax's Holdout in a game number 3, I can answer that question for you right now. We had the coin flip won by the members of the Chentlemen. The coin, they went ahead and banned out Cursed Hollow. Sky Temple was banned out by Once Bitten, Thrice Pie. Map number 1 was chosen by the Chentlemen. It was Tomb of the Spider Queen, and that was won by Once Bitten, Thrice Pie. They went ahead and then chose Infernal Shrines, and won the Chentlemen won it. So now we're going to be at Brax's Holdout. That is the map pick of Once Bitten, Thrice Pie. We can go ahead and pull us back into this draft and find out that there is a Genji ban. Of course, a Genji ban. Why wouldn't there be? At this point, no fun allowed. Yeah, I'm seeing these teams that are just like, no, you can't do that. No more of that. Kel'Thuzad gonna be banned out as well. A strong map for Kel'Thuzad because there are a lot of areas where he can get those chains, he get those combos, and really get those blow ups. Maya going to be banned out as well. So those high mobility heroes, they do not want to deal with on the side of Once Bitten, Thrice Pie. And who can blame them? We saw that Genji in the last game was able to get into the backline extremely well. And we also saw in game number 1, the Stitches and the Kel'Thuzad were both strong heroes. But a first pick, Orphea, coming out from the Chentlemen. And Orphea did have some changes come into her recently, today to be specific, that kind of nerfed her a little bit. It actually made her, I wouldn't say quite weak, but a little bit. He's going to pick it last game. They decided actually the Illidan last game, I'm just reading it from the chat behind me, they were going to pick it, but the Illidan was just like last second, like, no, I just feel like playing Illidan instead. Leave Mr. Balanced up. Leaves Mr. Balanced. Oh, who's super balanced? Are you talking about Diablo? Are you talking about... I don't know who you're talking about. Everyone. Mal'Ganis, in case you didn't know? Because, like, everyone has, like, their hero that they don't consider balanced. I think. Like, I don't think it's, like... I've heard, like, people shout at each other over Diablo's level of like, strength. Like, I mean, heck, like, Samuro is... Oh, yeah. Mal'Ganis, yeah. He's first picked. I wouldn't say he's, like... It's one of those things where I played against it, and I haven't had a bad time, and I've also played against it, and I've had... Not in an excruciating amount of time, but it's just like he's strong. I think like with any hero, it comes down to the player, and it's Mal'Ganis' learning curve. I hate playing against Mal'Ganis. It's just, I think it's one of those things that it's just like it needs to be flushed out and like figured out and stuff like that, because he's got a lot of telegraph things. And hey, okay, that's an Alarak on Brax's Holdout. I like that. I love Alarak on Brax's Holdout. I think he has so much good dive potential. Jaina has some really good setup with that as well. Stukov and Mal'Ganis have just... Stukov has a good follow-up, and Mal'Ganis has a good setup as well with his sleep. Sorry, my like back is absolutely killing me today. She won't triple mage. Jesus. Alright, these last two picks, though. It's going to be a Brightwing. Okay. Brightwing to rotate between lanes a little bit easier, and Malthael for the top lane. Okay, I like that, actually. But no Chen. No Chen will be joining us this evening. What do we get for this last pick, though? They need... I wouldn't be opposed to, like, a Phoenix or a Thrall. Thrall would be there in the 4-man.
Anytime you're ready.
Okay, I can see it. Jaina would be setting up Raynor for a lot of that. Actually, I'm looking at the names, and it's looking like we're going to be having Raynor solo lane? Which makes sense, because if it is going to be a Malthael, putting range into melee is going to be... Yeah. I actually think that's a really, really smart move on the side of Once Bitten, Thrice Pie. But we go ahead, and we're going to be loading into this. Alright. So 2 teams. based on everything I've seen tonight from them, I don't know who I'd give this over to. Because these drafts are, I wouldn't say wildly different, but they're definitely two different play styles than we've seen from some of these teams. Like, there's high execution that's going to be needing to come out from realistically both of them. I don't know. Like, I'm just looking at this and I'm just super excited. I guess Alaric goes solo. Well, we're going to have to find out here. Let's go ahead and get into game number 3 on the left-hand side. We're going to be having the Chentlemen with Blinky going to be on the Murden. Falendrith will be on the... That's a Brightwing taunt right there. EK is going to be on the Orphea. We'll have Dogbull on the Hanzo. And in the top lane, C-Dub will be on the Malthael. And on the right-hand side, we are going to be having Once Bitten, Thrice Pie, with Linehouse on the Raynor. We will be having Snag going to be on the Jaina, Bumblebee going to be on the Stukov, Crow going to be on the Alarak, and Professor Bobo on the Mal'Ganis. Let's get into bottom lane, as this will be the majority of our fun. This is going to be a good game for sure. Absolutely. Rip me top. Ooh, I'm sorry, C-Dub. So basically this just gives bottom lane a lot more aggression, and it allows them just to be a little bit more, they can instigate in a lot more of these fights. Professor Bobo, though, going to be taking a lot of damage here, and so maybe we're going to be seeing this is where Mal'Ganis isn't the best. At the same time, also to note, I do believe he had some small nerfs on some, actually, I think it was just to one of his talents. I don't think it was actually anything to baseline. But this bottom lane is just, it's a fierce battle of abilities at this point. Let's go ahead and peek. Ooh, wait, hold on. But we're going to be needing to get out of here, and that's going to be Night Rush used for that. Meanwhile, Linehouse and C-Dub in this top lane. What did Linehouse go into at level 1? So he actually went, oh god, I can't, it's something Frenzy, I think? No, Exterminator. Which is good for the clear into some of the Zerg wave, but we'll see. We'll definitely see on that one. Okay. Just the back and forth between these two. I'm just waiting for something like... I'm also looking at minimap at the same time, trying to just like scout out all the... C-Dub is just playing the like, he's just trying to freeze the wave as best as he can, which I really like. It's a smart move, so that way he basically has to force Rain to play super far up. Night Rush going to be coming out. Sleep going to be going on to Falendrith. They're going to be trying to get onto that Brightwing, but it ain't gonna work. They're going to be having the poke coming out from EK on that Orphea. Hanzo also going to be going into that target practice at level 1, so that we'll definitely be seeing Dogbull at a point, rotating off and trying to get those stacks off onto C-Dub in that top lane. But we are just going to be having point control in favor for the members of Once Bitten, Thrice Pie. Or if you're going to be coming up here in top lane to try and help out, they're going to be having the chase on the Linehouse. There's a lot of damage coming out that is also going to be the boost onto themselves, and the adrenaline will keep them alive. Meanwhile, though, that does offer a little bit more push value for the members of Once Bitten, Thrice Pie, since now they can go ahead and just have this value down here and just be 4 into 3. It's just more of an aggressive play. Orphea does rotate down. Now we have a little bit of a brawl between these. We do have Professor Bobo stepping out. Crushing Jaws will be coming out as well. Not the Crushing Jaws, excuse me. The Chomp. I actually need to learn. It's not Chomp. It's something else. That is going to be positive charge in favor for the members of the Chentlemen. We do also have C-Dub working their way onto Linehouse up here, and we'll see if that's going to be working out for them. But bottom lane, once again, the jams are going to be breaking out. Blinky going to be stepping up over to Snag, and we do also have Crow coming over here to try and stall this out. And so far, they're holding this over really well against them. There's going to be Lurking Arm out from Bumblebee. They do stall this out for a second. Charge has stopped. Professor Bobo going to be stepping out. That Night Rush is going to allow them to have a sleep for a second, but realistically, no follow-up. And Snag is going to be in a bad spot, and that will be the first kill of the game going over in favor for Chentlemen. Blinky, though, grabbing just regen globes, resetting here, and that is a little bit of a positive charge for the members of Once Bitten, Thrice Pie. Gentlemen do stall out bottom, and it looks like Malthael will be sitting on top. Should be some easy gain for them throughout this. Lots of poke. If Blinky can land his Storm Bolts and Falendrith can follow up with Poly, that will work. It's a good point. There's actually a lot of good use of those abilities together that I'm seeing from Falendrith. The other thing to note, too, is Falendrith has no mana. They are going to have to Hearth out, but they do probably have the phase shift right back in, which will allow that just as an easy re-entry. And now we have both points stalled out, mostly in favor for the Chentlemen, There's about 34% only sitting for them there, and C-Dub going to be stepping out here, and there's a lot of damage being bursted onto them. That is going to be the shotgun blast to confirm the kill, and they even out that 1-to-1. Meanwhile, in bottom lane, Professor Bobo's taking a lot of damage here. Murder going to be dwarf tossing forward. Not going to be able to follow up for the kill. The healing is going to be coming out from Bumblebee being able to pop those pustules. And they hold over bottom lane. They're going to have top lane for a second, and it seems like, yeah, that's going to be positive gain for them up there. So I'm trying to drink tea, read all this, and still give you a good cast. Alrighty. So while we actually have this opportunity, right before sevens, which have already hit up, we can at least show some of the experience differences between the two teams and just at least the breakdown in that. So it's just always more fun to understand those things a little bit more. Hanzo will be just rotating back down over here. I was thinking that maybe they're going for some sort of, if they're going to be going for a camp or trying to pick those up. Oopsie, there we go. Need to show damage numbers. Crow taking a bit of damage here from EK. Night Rush coming out. The Polymorph to deny it is a really, really good use from Falendrith, just to save it for that. Professor Bobo and crew will hold over this point. Dogbowl will get the Hearth, or excuse me, the Phase Shift to them just to give that shielding as well as give the AoE. Words are hard, you can't fault you. Thank you. I appreciate that. That will be the Stormbolt going out. Crow going to be trying to get the silence onto a couple and just get some damage out on a few of them, and that is also Jaina dumping a lot of snow with that blizzard, and everyone falling low, but no one falling yet. There's going to be a nice Discord Strike coming out, and that is snagged so low. Dwarf toss forward, the Goomba's there, and Hanzo actually steals the kill away. We do have Professor Bobo getting chased here, but as we've seen consistently, they are able to get out. And I like, was that just Jaina's body just hitting the ground a second ago? We also have Raynor falling in top lane, so that's going to be the Zerg wave the moment they get that. Zerg will push into the top lane. They're going to rotate the majority of their team to that. It looks like Malthael is just going to be the only one to clear for bottom, maybe with the help of Falendrith. They do have the phase shifts that will be able to go into the friendly team if they do need that shielding and stuff. And this is, I guess, this is definitely a smart choice here if they're going to be getting some pressure into this. EK is going to be taking a lot of damage. That is going to be the phase shift coming in from Falendrith. We will be having this pressure into the top. So 4v4 on top, and that's going to be C-Dub in bottom with the pressure from Linehouse as well. But that has been whittled through quite a bit, and both of these are really, really weak, but we do have a nice wave with this. Ragdoll effects are real. That is, it's so true. I love seeing some of the heroes get just blasted across the screen. It's always, it's a bit of a giggle to me, but this will be the top lane fort going down. Bottom lane will be really, really well defended by C-Dub here. I should be able to confirm that. And that will be periodic catapults and experience gain in favor for the members of the Chentlemen. And now we have the reset for the next point, which should be coming up about 9-ish minutes into the game. Sleep going to be going out. That is going to be the nice pull in from Crow. They're not able to get these combos and these setups that I think that they're looking for, because if they can get the telekinesis with the Discord Strike, and then you can have Jaina, burst out with her Cone of Cold, her Blizzard, as well as her Ice Lance. All that burst should really realistically take someone down, but unfortunately I just don't think it's all timing out to the way that they want it to. So we do have the camps being rotated over and picked up from both of these teams. I gotta say, like, it's really, really good. Really, really good plays coming in between these two teams. It's quite the close game. C-Dub is going to be rotated on. They try and get the Night Rush. That is going to be the slow coming out as well. The telekinesis. Falendrith also even does the heart. Oh my god, the arrow and everything. Snag is in a bit of a bad spot. The pustules pop. Stormbolt will be connecting onto one of the members there. Professor Bobo slowed out for a second, but they get behind their gate. A nice dragon arrow out from Hanzo with a huge stun into so many, but unfortunately they aren't able to follow it up for a kill just yet. And they move their way over onto this bruiser camp. Do they go ahead? No, they're going to be just pushing into the bottom lane, trying to open this up even more for themselves on the side of the Chentlemen. And it makes sense. This is the next lane for their potential Zerg wave. The more weak it is, the better you can push up further into the lane. We see C-Dub just going straight back up, straight into that top lane. They also have the pressure from this bruiser camp as well. And they'll be able to clear this out. And we see a solid level lead between the two teams as Leaky's going to be coming a little far forward here. The Polymorph will deny any sort of Night Rush from Professor Bobo. They do get that up strike onto them for the stun for a second. At least show you some of the healing numbers between these two teams at this time as well. C-Dub is rotated down here as well. They want to try and take this 5v5. It's 10 to 10s, and we are going to be seeing a bit of a breakout. That is the Night Rush going out onto 2. The Crushing Jaws in the back line. That's going to be the Chomp as well. That is going to be the the strike out from Crow just to get that counter strike. There we go. And also the Carrion Swarm. So a series of bats just got a nice little kill, or at least helped get a kill. Meanwhile, Malthael will just go back up into that top lane saying, all right, no last rights that I can use. Let's go ahead and just disengage from this. And the beacons are now available. Those kills also push the members of Once Bitten Thrice Pie into a spot where they're even in experience, which is a really, really good setup for them. Linehouse is going to be able to push back this top lane. They do have the overall control of this, and I like the way that C-Dub is playing this, just making sure they're like, all right, I don't need to be in a bad spot. They do move over onto this point. They can see how many are there. They should be able to play this point very aggressive, and that's exactly what I expect them to do, just to also deny them from getting any more charge in their favor. EQ went way too hard for that crushing jaws. Yeah. They definitely, the team split themselves in that last engagement. That's how it seemed to me. Professor Bobo trying to get the chase on this. Nothing just yet. No Night Rush used. We do have Blinky stepped up and getting some harassment onto them. Professor Bobo's starting to fall a little bit low here, but no follow-up for the kill. And we have just 6% sitting in favor on the side of Thrice, Once Bitten Thrice Pie. C-Dub is back and pushing top lane against Linehouse. Professor Bobo will hold this point, so they do need to work their way onto that top point fairly quickly. Fight breaking out. No one going down just yet. The Carrion Swarm, I think, or no, maybe it was Night Rush. Yeah, Carrion Swarm's still off the cooldown. It would have been 10 seconds. I thought they got the polymorph right as they were doing it. That was good timing if that was the goal. But they did deny the Night Rush. 12 to 12 in levels. A little bit more so in favor for the members of the Chentlemen. There's going to be the Lightning Surge finished out for Crow there. Everything's off cooldown. And I'm waiting to see what the engagement's going to be. Charge in favor. If they want to make a move, now's the time. Blinky's a little bit far forward here. That's going to be the arrow coming out. The Crushing Jaws is going to connect onto 3 members. They get the slap onto Stukov. That's the first one to go down. Carrion Storm is going to be out as well. They'll heal through that. Crow in a bit of a bad spot. Will use the telekinesis to get out. And that should be actually Crow not dying. Brightwing and Muradin get taken out here. The Sonic Arrow to go out to potentially connect. Dogbowl is going to be getting some nice poke on the snag here. But meanwhile, Professor Bobo is going to set themselves up to get some decent damage out. And Dogbowl is now in a bit of a bad spot. Going to use that agility to get out. Holy crap, was that so close for Crow. That was some really good Alarak play, just dumping damage out and really catching 2 big players for their team. Oh, the Brightwing phase shift is not there in time, and Orphea does go down. Dogbowl has this poke, but it's not going to be yielding them any sort of major advantage here. Hanzo. Oh, telekinesis there. I was like, you can still be telekinesis in midair, which is a bit of a when it's happening to you, you're just like, I made crap. Blinky will at least reset this point for a second. As I finished all of the tea that I have. Bottom lane, ooh, we do have a nice Night Rush going out into a couple members. That will be the telekinesis out onto Falendrith. There's no way. Oh my, oh! So close. The blink heal, getting them so far out there, but that will be full charge in favor for the members of Once Bitten Thrice Pie. Nice top lane pressure. They do need to clear out this bottom lane. It is going to still be an Ultralisk and a Guardian, but top lane, Banelings, Hydralisks, Zerglings. There we go. Hyperion going to be coming out as well. On top of that, Linehouse going to have some nice added pressure. The arrow not going to be connecting from Hanzo. EK is going to be stepping up. A lot of members on to Linehouse here. They will have the knockback for a second. Crushing Jaws does not connect. And oh my god, the Stormbolt won't be theirs either. C-Dub will have the chase, but they actually get it out in time, and that will be Raynor going down. Meanwhile, though, this Zerg push has gotten quite a bit of value, and it is going to be taking down a fort in the top lane. So this lane has evened out. They also do have some decent damage coming out from C-Dub here. And bottom lane, they say, all right, well, if you go ahead and just clear that out, let's take bottom. Let's get us the more experienced... Oh, no. Okay. I was thinking they go for the burn onto that, but they do not have their Muradin. Excuse me, they don't have their Mal'Ganis to really tank that, as well as the team did rotate down. There's also the Zerg waves. I just got ambitious. I was just like, oh, come on, more fighting, please. Blinky taking an aggressive rotation to check this out, and gonna... Oh, must get caught out there. Professor Bobo does see where they've gone. Stormbolt will connect as well. I think they're just going to be going evenly between these two camps and trying to pick these up about simultaneously, and that should be happening, yeah. Top lane, though, doesn't have anything available on the right-hand side, so we will see Malthael just going up there and pushing up that lane. That way the catapults win out a little bit more. Yeah, I agree. I just get excited. I'm just like, more fights, more fun. Yes. All of the murder. Not yet, though. 15 to 16 in levels up. Professor Bobo is going to be moving out onto one of them. The Night Rush comes out. That is also going to be the Discord Strike with the Telekinesis. The Avatar has to be popped here. C-Dub rotating down to try and help out the friendly team. 15, though, to 16. They don't have that talent here. They need to get that before they really step up onto this. And they're going to be looking for Blinky here. They get the Telekinesis, and that's exactly what I was talking about before. The Avatar is still available. That is also going to be the Hyperion coming out. They need to walk around here. Stormbolt connecting on a few, but it ain't going to save you there, bud. And that is going to be a dead Murden. We do have Professor Bobo stepping up and trying to get onto C-Dub here. The Telekinesis is out as well. They do have the slow from Bumblebee, but no one goes down. At least no one else. The Murden's the only one to go, and Snag will take another poke out from Hanzo. And they take this aggressive camp rotation on the left-hand side. Now, I will point out this. Catapult pressure is amounting in favor for them. You recall him by... right ring on your shirt. Okay. They have a top lane pressure. 16 to 16 in levels. I think they want to take this fort. Rainer's already sitting on the point in top. They can see that the... Malthael was in that top lane clearing it, but they did see that also Murden has the death timer that is done, so yeah, absolutely don't engage too far because, well, Blinky could definitely get a couple good Stormbolts on you and really put you in a bad spot. So bottom's going to be held over in favor for the Chentlemen. We're going to be having the top point in favor of Once Bitten, Thrice Pie. No plays for the boss just yet. That's one thing to note here. Blinky will be getting the Dwarf Toss right out of there. Malthael going to be sitting on the top point. The spins actually make you channel things faster, just FYI to everybody. And this is going to be positive for them. They can hold... Oh, no, they're not going to be holding it anymore. They disengage from that right away. I think it's... Oh, okay, I was thinking that maybe it's just because they can't see the Rainer, but I think now they know that it's going to be in that top lane. So it's 4v4 in the bottom. Is this a best of 3? This is a best of 3. Blinky, ooh, the sleep is going to be there. They have a lot of good damage coming out from Jaina as well, but the Ring of Frost will go out. It will connect on to Foundrith here. That is going to be Professor Bobo moving their way up. The arrow is going to connect out. The blink heal to get out. Nobody goes down. A lot of things used, but nobody dying. Wow. Foundrith getting out with, like, no health, but that is going to be a 100% Zerg wave in favor for the members of Once Bitten, Thrice Pie. I think 2 lanes, 2 times in a row here. Yeah, because they had the top lane push in the last one. Blinky going to be just trying to poke out, or excuse me, getting out of there with the Dwarf Toss. Dogbull is going to be having the poke onto this, also with that arrow. Bro going to be taking a decent amount of damage from that. They do have first fort in this push going down. We do have the Jaina in the top lane getting this clear, so they don't have that Jaina to siege with, but they've got Rainer, and they've also got a Hyperion, which I wouldn't be too surprised to see it being summoned right here. Blinky, though, in this back line over here in this top point. Just make sure to watch them. Look for this flank onto someone in the back line. They are going to burn through this gate. That is going to be the Hyperion working its way over onto that, and now we can see Blinky stepping out, but they're going to be end up taking a lot of damage trying to step up here, and this is almost a suicide, and that will be Murden going down. The engage did not work out. C-Dub is now chased by Professor Bobo with that Night Rush. They still have 3 Guardians, though. How is Foundrith still alive? I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea. Okay. Sorry, I just looked at my friend. I looked over the Discord chat on my other monitor, and it just said Civ 5, baby. I'm like, but all of us are playing Civ 6. So I have to bring him the bad news after this cast. But anyways, we're gonna be having the boss play going over in this favor for the members of Once Bitten, Thrice Pie, and with the Murden still down, this is a bit of a risky play if they were to go for this. They probably do know that it's going to be happening, but nah. No, not now. Not going to be happening, and that will be top lane boss pushing in. It typically goes to the stronger of the 2 lanes. As we can see, bottom lane is a lot weaker, so it's going to be going into that top to push in. They don't have a ton up there, but with the split pressure that they have available, they could try and go for the keep in bottom lane once they see how many members are on this, because the keep in bottom has been fairly damaged. They could just take some damage themselves, and I think that's at least the play that I would be going for. Professor Bobo and crew look like they're going to be setting themselves up for it. The pustule has already gone out, and yeah, they can't wait on this. They got to go quick. Yeah, they'll be able to burn this down. Realistically, they won't take too much damage, and That is going to be a keep in their favor for the bottom lane, catapult pressure, and the boss gets cleared out on top. A nice split play by them. They also have this camp pushed down here, which will naturally win out so they can rotate around, grab some bruiser camps, grab some siege camps, and if they want to play and fight, it could work out for them, but 20 is really realistically the name of the goal. Basically, oh my god, a huge arrow going to be coming out from Hanzo. That is going to be the blink forward from the right wing with the phase shift, and the Night Rush is going to be coming out. That is also Hyperion. So they bait out the Hyperion, which is a fairly long cooldown. That is also going to be the flailing swipe out from Hanzo, or excuse me, from Stukov. We are going to be having Hanzo with the Dragon Strike, which is... It was a good setup. It definitely was an amazing setup there. But beacons are reactivating. Bottom lane needs to be cleared out. That's going to be the job of Orphea. And this is starting to get pressured into the members of the Chentlemen. They go for this. Once Bitten, Thrice Pie does move their way onto it, they're going to be having the engage. That is going to be the telekinesis. There's a huge slate. The crushing jaws comes out on a couple of members, but there's no follow-up damage because the carrion swarm is getting out of the backline. Balindrith has to pop the stasis for a second, so they only lose their Hanzo. But that was a really big pickup as they do have the beacon process available. They've also got bottom lane pressure mounting. If they split up to this really quick, they can realistically do this before Hanzo is in position, and they can just make it a little bit more difficult on the side of Once Bitten, Thrice Pie. Alright. Dana will be grabbing this camp on the right-hand side. We have Stukov grabbing a regen globe, and then the rest of the team is going to be pushing into this. They don't actually dedicate anyone to bottom lane, and Blinky will be grabbing that, so I think they're just saying, alright, well, let's try and keep pressure while there's no Hanzo available, and they are split across this map. Murden's going to be jumping over into the top lane area. This is going to be a battle between Snag and Blinky. We'll try and keep an eye on this between the two. They actually... Dwarf Toss is already used. They don't have Rewind or anything just yet. So we'll see what they're going to be trying to do for this engagement. They go over the wall. Professor Bobo is already there with... Oh my god, Blinky, though, is going to be bringing Founders with them. That's going to be a lot. That's going to be a lot for these two to deal with, and that's also going to be the Bright Wing going down. So Blinky... Oh no. Curious why we don't see Tychus anymore often now in double tank meta? I feel like because we see a lot of Malthael instead. I definitely feel like that's the situation. The other thing too is a lot of teams, they're just like, well, percentage base is great and all, but we could maybe like it's like a lot of these teams will also be like, well, you know, we don't really have a Tychus player, or like we can get more damage out with an Alarak or something like that. So it's a lot of like it's personal play at that point too. And some teams just don't see him as valuable, which hey, that's your team. I'm not speaking for any of these teams specifically. I'm just saying like that could be the case. Is that going to be kind of deadly charge? Yeah. I'm waiting to see if Crow is going to like just sit there with the charge ready to go. Is that going to be the charge? Okay, so that's going to be Sleep going out into Hanzo. That's going to be the Silence. That is going to be the Ring of Frost going out. It won't connect, but Hanzo's the first one to go down. 100% Zerg Wave through the top lane. They do have this Zerg Wave in the bottom, but it's realistically nothing that they care about, I don't think. I tried to get better, but I can't. Okay. We do have the... Oh my god, the Deadly Charge goes out. That is going to be Malthael taking a lot of damage. That is going to be the Crushing Jaws out as well in the backline. It doesn't work out. The Flailing Swipe will be there. The Carrion Swarm will be connecting onto Blinky. They're trying to get some damage out onto them. Flailing Swipe once again, but they get the Malthael first here. Malthael has returned. They buy right back in. They're going to be trying to get out onto this fight. That is also going to be the Zerg Wave making its way onto the core. So this fight is all breaking out, but the thing is, there's a Zerg Wave currently burning through this thing, and that is going to be Once Bitten, Thrice Pie taking game number 3 and the series. GG. Well played.